BTC Reaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether price is going up or down. Over on Dixie for the daily, we are trying to continue a bounce forward. I would watch for this to create a double bottom. Remember, a double bottom would push you forward, and that could give us some new highs. Usually when Dixie goes up, crypto does go down. So if we're going to see this double bottom play out, then crypto would be in jeopardy. Stochastic does want to push up, RSI is pushing forward, VWAP is in bullish territory, momentum is gaining strength with a green dot, so we do look positive for that continuation. Over on the 1 hour, it does look a little bit more choppy, so this actually could be the double bottom on the 1 hour right here, and then this little push up could be the play out. It's a very short one, and then we could be retracing, filling that gap, and having some indecision. So this does look a little more positive for crypto because this indecision does give us that chance to reject and then continue back lower. VWAP is starting to pull back and the money flow is breaking into the red. So if that VWAP breaks bearish and holds, we will see that money flow continue to weaken and we will continue lower. Again, that would be more the ideal move. Just watch as we consolidate, because consolidation after a push up does create a bull flag. So we do still have that going as well, where we could get a little bull flag that could try to push us to our next Fibonacci level right around that 109 area. Over on Bitcoin dominance, we are continuing to weaken. So again, this could be positive, providing altcoins continue to rally and we see that Dixie pull back, or Dixie at least starts mirroring crypto. Stochastic does want to pull back. The momentum is dropping. RSI is weakening. VWAP is starting to favor bearish with a lower low. So just keep an eye on that. Again, this is positive to see this start to break more bearishly with that VWAP. If it holds, momentum will continue lower. Money flow could pull back. And again, total could outpace Bitcoin, meaning we could get our altcoin season. So over on total for the daily, we do have some indecision after a push down. I would watch. This could create a bear flag if we're not careful. And remember that bear flag could retest at 749. So we could retest our wicked areas if lower time frames start to break into bearish trends. So we will want to watch those lower time frames closely here. VWAP does want to push up. Momentum is gaining strength. Money flow does want to push forward, but that will be dependent on that VWAP holding bullishly. Stochastic is running up and RSI is trying to bounce back. So if Stochastic can break 30 and hold, we may continue forward and see a run up. Over on the 1 hour here, we would, if we drew a bear flag, we would have 4 touches to the top and about 2 to the bottom. So the flag would pretty much be broken because we have more touches to the top than we should have. Now, this could be a rising triangle in this range, as we have rising bottoms with flat tops. That rising triangle would try to push us back to the 936. And if we got a retest of the 936 and we can break through and hold, that would be positive to push us higher. Stochastic does want to pull back. VWAP does have a lower low and it does have very weak highs. So I would exercise caution on that VWAP very close. Momentum does want to pull back and that money flow could flip into the red if that VWAP does not reverse soon. So keep a very close eye on this VWAP. Right now, it does have a bearish trend, and if this bearish trend continues, money flow can deepen into the red, and if that money flow holds into the red for several hours, that's where you want to be more cautious and maybe not take a trade, because we could end up diving down, and then you would want to look at your support levels for a buy-in. So over on Bitcoin futures for the daily, we do have a bunch of indecision going on. We have a long upper shadow candle, which is followed by a green candle. This could be positive. If we can push through this gap at 98, 99K, break through and hold, that will be positive to push us up. Remember, gaps do have an 80% likelihood to fill, but they don't have to fill, just like this one below us. We could fill this higher gap, then continue forward and never fill this lower gap, at least in the current cycle. It could be more of a bear market target right there. Our stochastic is starting to pull back. RSI is starting to weaken. And VWAP does have a stronger low after getting a weaker high. So we do have a bearish trend here, causing momentum to pull back. If this continues, money flow will continue to weaken and price could end up dropping away. So I would watch, but this green candle, if followed by another strong green candle, can still help us bounce forward. We do still have our bull flag possibility, providing we don't break that 91, 90K range. Oops, did not mean to click next. There we go. Over on Bitcoin futures for the 1 hour, very similar action here, going sideways. Stochastic is pulling back. RSI is pretty flat. VWAP is getting a lower high and pulling back. So keep an eye on that VWAP. If it gets a lower low or consistent low and remains in the bearish territory here, momentum will break bearish. Money flow will deepen in the red, and those higher time frames will be in jeopardy for us to get that pull back. So over on Bitcoin, we did pull back trying to test that 93K range, but we have candle wicks. Remember, candle wicks are like gaps and they can fill, so we may end up pulling back here yet. Just keep an eye on these lower time frames. VWAP does want to push through the neutral, so we are trying to get a bullish push. That bullish push is going to depend on those lower time frames, whether or not they can gain and sustain that bullish momentum. Over on the 1 hour here, we do have higher highs with higher lows, so we did break into a little mini bullish trend here. It would be more of a bullish continuation as the highs and lows would not connect very well. Stochastic is starting to pull back. That VWAP is favoring bearish, but is trying to break that neutral. If VWAP can break through neutral and hold, momentum could bounce, money flow could remain green, and we could continue forward. However, if that VWAP rejects here in the next few hours, momentum will continue lower, and money flow would be at jeopardy for breaking into the red. And remember, when the money flow breaks into the red, then we do have that chance for those red candles to form, as we would have money flow pulling back. The 2 hour money flow is in the green, but not very strong. 4 hour, we are still in the red. So if the 1 and 2 hour break into the red, remember, once they break into the red with that 4 hour, that gives us the environment where this daily can see stronger red candles. So keep that in mind as well. If these lower time frames don't confirm bullish momentum in the next few hours, then we may start to kind of edge our way down and retest that support. If we break away from this flag and cannot get back in like we did back here, that's where I would be a little more cautious and maybe consider selling off if you're worried about a complete bear market crash. Right now, I think we're just seeing normal consolidation, as we did see very quick moves up. So remember, when you get a quick move up, you do retrace that move, but we didn't fall down as quickly. Because we didn't fall down as quickly, it may take a little bit more momentum to break through those resistances and push us higher. Abolisher ROS asks, why does it feel like crypto is splitting now that coins are going up independently rather than all going up or down at the same time? So actually seeing different kind of zones push up is more positive for us, because in previous bull markets, we've kind of seen this circulation. So you'll get Bitcoin will pump up, then your Ethereum would pump up, and then money would move from Bitcoin to Ethereum for that pump. Then money would move from Ethereum to your altcoins, and your altcoins would pump. Now we have all these different industries of altcoins. You have your AI coins, you have your financial coins, you have all these different sections, metaverse coins. So you're going to see these different sections pump up, and it's going to be very hard to chase that. I would not suggest trying to chase that unless you're very experienced at doing so, because chasing after gains is a good way to watch your portfolio shrink very quickly. Because if you're buying hoping that it's going to run up, then you see it pulls back and you sell, then you're going to build up more losses if that's your trading strategy. So I hope I answered that question for you. If you need more clarity, please let me know in the comments. Over on Graph for the daily, we are pushing down. We do have lower highs and lower lows. They do look like they connect, so this could be positive. Remember, when they do connect, you create that descending channel, and a descending channel, unlike a rising channel, does push you forward. And we are on the third touch to the top, so this may be a push up to retest right around that value area high range. So this could be positive. Again, always trade on confirmation. What that means is we want to break through that 14,316, see a bounce, and then a push up. Once you get that bounce and your push forward, you can start to see further bullish momentum, because we could break through and then easily reject on the next candle. That's why confirmation and waiting for things to kind of signal that things are going to move one way versus another are very important when you're trading. Don't just trade because, oh no, the market's red, I need to sell. Actually, when the market is red, that's when you want to buy. When everyone is fearful, you want to buy. When everyone is greedy, you want to sell. So when you see this quick run up, that's a very good indicator. You might want to take some profits. Then once you start seeing these declines, that's where you want to consider DCAing in those profits you just made on that run up. So I'll assume I answered your question for you, Abolisher, unless you're typing up a bit of a paragraph there. VWAP does want to push up. Momentum is gaining strength. Money flow is in the bearish territory. But if that VWAP can sustain on lower time frames, we could see that reverse soon. Over on the 1 hour, if we can zoom in here, we did attempt to get a break through our pattern, and we do have a rejection going on. So watch for a break of our value area low. If we break that value area low, then we could make a lower low, and that could reject this pattern. Again, that's why you trade on confirmation, because you do get little indicators like this long upper shadow candle that can try to invalidate your bullish momentum and bullish moves. Our stochastic does want to pull back. RSI is starting to weaken. VWAP is favoring bearish with a slightly lower low and a lower high. So we do have a little bit more bearish indicators here. But again, watch for that money flow to break. If that money flow breaks with this VWAP being bearish, that's where you're going to see those stronger red candles. If we're not going to get that kind of environment, I wouldn't be too worried. Again, watch for a higher low. If we bounce off that value area high and then we break through, not the end of the world. Just as long as we get that confirmation. It would shorten the max break up point, because the lower this goes, the lower the top is going to be. So remember, that's how that works. So, all right, glad I answered your question. Again, feel free to ask any other questions. Yeah, but what I'm trying to get at here is trading on confirmation is going to lead you to more success than trading just because you think the market's acting one way or another. It's very hard, very easy once you're beginning trading to get caught up in the day-to-day. Remember, sometimes you just need to zoom out and look at how the last few months have played and look at how previous cycles have acted. So over on Anchor for the daily, we do have a fight for support. We want to see a bounce and a break forward if we're going to make that push to that 2673. VWAP is gaining strength. Momentum is trying to push forward. Money flow is in the red. Stochastic's pushing up, and the RSI does want to gain strength due to the stochastic running. So if that can continue, we may get some green candles here, but we want to watch these lower time frames. The low 1 hour, we do have a higher high on that VWAP, and we are trying to break that neutral. If we can break through and hold and create a bullish trend, momentum could snap back, money flow could break green, and then those higher time frames would continue forward. Now, this could be a rising triangle here as well, but it'd be very sloppy. At best, I think you could draw a symmetrical triangle, which those are 50-50 patterns. I don't like trading them because they could go up, they could go down. Not very good advice there. So over on XRP for the daily, we have the same consolidation after a push down. So again, watch out for a bear flag that could bring us lower and retest those wicks, but that will be dependent on those lower time frames. Momentum does want to push up as that VWAP is bullish, but that VWAP is kind of stagnating. So watch the lower time frames. They need to continue to push up if we're going to get more momentum behind it on the daily. Our money flow is breaking green, but with the VWAP kind of stagnating, I would be a little on the side of caution here, depending on how this 1 hour looks. So the 1 hour, pretty decent consolidation going on. Again, maybe you want to draw as a symmetrical triangle. Either way, could go up, could go down. Not very good advice. Stochastic does want to pull back. RSI is starting to weaken. That VWAP does have lower lows with lower highs, so that's where I'm a little more concerned. Those lower lows with lower highs, if they continue to sustain, will bring momentum lower. Money flow will break into the red, and then that daily would flip from green to red very quickly, and we would continue lower. So watch this VWAP very close. If it continues this bearish trend, it's likely we will fall. But if total does manage to make a bounce back, that could invalidate any bearish indicators you would see on XRP as well, because remember, total does lead all of the altcoins besides Ethereum. So last but not least, unless we have special requests, Algorand, VWAP is pushing up, momentum is gaining strength, Stochastic is pushing forward, and RSI is pushing up. We are breaking our resistance and pushing above the value area high. So if we get continued green candles here, this could be positive, and we may want to draw a new fixed range volume profile based on this price action here to get some support ranges for value area highs, point controls, and value area lows to trade that range. Remember, that fixed range volume profile does help you very well in locking in ranges. So over on the 1 hour, again, consolidation after a push down, exercise caution, watch for a bear flag. Stochastic is dropping away. That VWAP is favoring more bearish. So watch that VWAP very close. If it makes a rejection here, momentum will continue lower. Money flow will break into the red after just breaking green, and we will continue to fall. However, if we can sustain a bounce and see some decent green candles here, then that VWAP could snap back and we could continue forward. I would watch around that 34, and then if we can break 34, we would have that 3749. I wouldn't say we'd go too much beyond that unless the whole market just like ripped up out of nowhere tomorrow. Thank you all for watching tonight's video. I hope you appreciate it. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and join us in that Discord. We'll see you later.